autumn, today I wanted to do a video where I talk about my favorites for the month of November. So this month I don't have a ton of makeup favorites, and I think the reason for that is that I've just been using the same stuff. I've been using my everyday makeup bag, which I did actually just change up today, and that video will be up like right before this one or right after that. This one. I will have it linked up here for you though when it is available. Anyway, I don't have a ton of makeup favorites because I've been using the same things and I feel like I've already mentioned them before, but there are a couple things I haven't mentioned that I wanted to talk about. So I'll start with those and then we will move on to like skincare and that sort of thing. So the first thing, this is a sample. I actually went ahead and I bought a set of these from Tarte when they were having their Black Friday sales. I just haven't gotten it yet. But I got the sample from Ulta, which there's still quite a bit in the sample. But I got the sample from Ulta when like you buy something and they give you just a huge bag of like stuff to try out. And this is the Tarte, Maracuja Juicy Lip. And this is the shade Rose. I already have lip products on, but like, I don't know why I'm like doing this with my lips, but it really does add such a beautiful, like sort of like sheen to the lip. It adds just enough color. And so I've been carrying this around in my purse. And we're gonna get to my purse in a second because that's also a favorite. But anyway, I'm like all over the place. This eyeshadow from Chantecaille, stupid expensive, but I haven't had it that long and you can already see I'm like wearing away the pattern. I've been wearing it every day and it's just the most beautiful topper to go over any eyeshadow look if you just want to add a little bit of a shine. This is Warm Champagne. It's so pretty, an absolute favorite, super excited about it. I wonder how much they compare. So I used to be obsessed with the Burberry, if I can find it in here. Burberry used to have a shade that's now been discontinued in the shade Shell. Let's kind of do very similar. This is Shell. Shell's a little bit more pink. Warm Champagne leans a little bit more yellow, but they're very similar. If you've run out of this and you haven't found anything to replace it, I mean, again, a stupid expensive eyeshadow, but it's really great. I kind of want to try the other ones, but it's one of those situations again where you choose the shade you want and you end up loving the formula and then you think, oh, because the formula is great, I'm going to end up loving all the shades. I may not love all the other shades, but this truly is beautiful. I have a face powder. This is the La Mer, the powder. So a long time ago, I would say probably like 10 years ago, they had a face powder. I absolutely loved it. They discontinued it and then they came back with this one. This one is still nice. I find that it leans a little bit, it's supposed to be translucent. I'm like moving my mirror around to look at it. It's supposed to be translucent and for the most part it is, but I do find that it leans a little bit warm and you can kind of see from the powder puff in here, it does lean warm, but I find that it's translucent enough, even though it's warm, that warmth just kind of gives life to my skin and it doesn't look like I put white powder all over my face, because a lot of translucent powders, they'll say translucent, but then there's like a white cast. And my skin it still maintains like the healthy glow, but it just takes down the oil and it's a beautiful powder. Again, I feel like I've been showing, well, the Tarte thing wasn't super expensive, but these things are super expensive and I expect them to be good if they're that expensive, if that makes sense. Should make sense, right? All right, so then skincare items. I have 4 to show you here. The first one, again, is one of those Ulta samples. They got me. This is from Beekman 1802 and it's called Dewy Eyed Illuminating Eye Serum. They gave quite a bit in the sample and my skin is dry right now. The weather is changing. It was like 17 degrees yesterday. in my skin, like even around my nose, you can see because I had a pimple and then I had to use medication to get rid of the pimple that was like enormous on my nose. And then now my skin's like all like flaky, but like even around my nose, flaky. So I've really been trying to moisturize. Around my eyes also though, I feel like I woke up one day when the weather got cold and I'm like, oh my gosh, I look 20 years older. And this actually just really plumps up the area. It moisturizes it, and it's not thick. So I find like when I put it on, it's nice and thin, it's moisturizing, and then I can put on my eye makeup over top of it, and it's not like a thick mess. I don't have to worry about like creasing any more than I would, you know, before. And I feel like everything just lays on top of it nicely. And I'll kind of pump some out and show you the consistency because it's kind of like a gel cream. There you go. Probably way too much. And it's so hydrating. And everything, it just glides and everything just goes on top of it so nicely. So, been loving that. And speaking of hydrating, I got that Lancome Christmas blockbuster thing where if you buy a certain thing from Lancome, or just spend so much at Lancome, then you can buy their Christmas thing, you know, discounted. And it came with this face cream in it. And at first I was like, only a ½ ounce. I was like so annoyed. But then I looked online and I saw how expensive this face cream is. And this is the Lancome Absolute. I used it a couple times. You can hardly see. I used it a couple times and I realized why it's so expensive. This so hydrating. It does have a slight smell, so if smell bothers you, you're not gonna like it. But this is so hydrating. My skin felt so plump after. Absolutely love this stuff. I immediately went, and since we're around the holidays, they usually have like gift sets. I bought a gift set that comes with some things from this line. I spent like $200, but it was way cheaper than the things individually would be. So highly recommend that if you want to buy a super expensive face cream. I've also been using this face cream, and this is the Snail 92 from CosRx. So I like the Snail Mucin. I've been using a lot of the Snail products, and I find that when my skin, again, is kind of like chapped or dry, that this just really helps put some life back into my skin. This is crazy sticky. So I'm gonna peel this up and see, like, it's so sticky, but it doesn't feel sticky once you rub it into the skin. It just kind of like melds into the skin. And so what I like to do is I like to put on my serum, and then I like to put this on, and then I've been spraying my face with this, which is another favorite. This is the thermal water from Aven. I spray my face, like douse my face almost to the point of dripping, and then I put on my face creams. And I find that if my face is wet and I put on my face creams, that they kind of sink in better. They're not as thick, and they just kind of like go into my skin, and then I just kind of like allow it to dry. So I've been loving using thermal water for that. I do it morning and evening. I keep one in the bathroom. I also keep one in here for before my makeup. I have one in my flute bag for Army. If I get overheated, I just will spray my face. And which I used to do that with the Nivea water. I'm sure that can do the same thing. But recently I just happened to find a lot of these at a local store, like for a really good deal, and so I snatched them up. So I probably have like 4 or 5 of these big cans of this. So I'm gonna use that. And then eventually I may have to switch over to just like putting like normal water in like one of these continuous sprayers. This has alcohol in it. It's how I sanitize my makeup and my stuff, but it has a fine mist. And so I feel like that's alcohol. I need to calm down. But I feel like since it has a fine mist, I would probably get the same sort of effect. Because while it says thermal water, it says thermal spring water, I'm sure regular water would do the same thing. I could just pour like a bottle of water in there. So anyway, yes, I've been loving that. All right, so the next 3 things I want to talk about are scents. So this first one is from Solstice Scents, and this is Estate Vanilla. These fragrances are so potent, and I mean, I started wearing it this fall and I only do 1 or 2 sprays. This lasts all day. It's so potent. It is like an aged, like a beautiful aged true vanilla scent. It's not like a gourmand vanilla. It's just vanilla. So I absolutely love that. And then this I've been loving, and sometimes I will layer it with that vanilla. I also like the Atelier Cologne Vanille Incense. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'll have it on the screen. I like that one also for layering, but it's like a creamier, slightly sweeter vanilla. And that one is harder to get in the US now because Atelier, I believe, stopped selling in the US. But anyway, this is Armani Privé. So you have the Giorgio Armani line of fragrances, and then you have their Privé line, which is more expensive. But this is Santal Danshaw or Danshaw. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a gorgeous sandalwood scent. And if you were wanting to like the Santal 33, and I know a lot of people said they kind of got that dill pickle note in it, or just that dill note in it. This doesn't have it. It's creamy and it doesn't have that note. And I know the note that they're talking about in the other one, kind of what they get from it. I like it. I don't get dill pickle. But this is, I would say, creamier, a little bit more, I don't know, I want to say rounded, but I feel like I'm sounding a little bit pretentious when I'm like, it's more rounded. But it's a beautiful fragrance. And while it's more like expensive, so is the Santal 33. And I don't know, this one just feels more sophisticated to me. I still love the Santal 33 though, but that one is like, this is like if you wanted to wear like a crisp white button up. It just feels like very chic and sophisticated. Whereas the other one's like a little rougher around the edges, like maybe a little bit more earthy or boho. I don't know. Okay. And then the last thing is a scent, but I don't wear these as perfumes. I typically wear these to bed because I shower at night. And I picked this up at TJ Maxx. So on the back, you can see it's like $24.99. And I opened it up and I was like, I need like some shower oils. So this comes, oh, I didn't even open. So I went back and got a second one. This one hasn't been opened. Because the one that I opened, like some of them are already in my bath right now. Oh my gosh. Let me open this bad boy. So this comes with 10 bath oils. And you've got deep relax, light relax, stress. These smell like $1,000,000. And so it says on the instructions to pour like 1/3 of the bottle like in the bath or in your hands and let the steam take it and you breathe it in and all that stuff. But I tried it the first time and 1/3 of a bottle of what I was using was so strong. And then the steam took it through that, like everybody in the house could smell it. So I've been cutting back and like using just like a little bit and like letting the steam take it and breathe it in. And then I pat it on my shoulders and my chest. And then I go to bed and I just feel like it's so relaxing. So I've really been loving these. Do I have the other one here? I'll show you. I feel kind of weird showing you something that I just had to open as a favorite. So I wanted to show and prove that I do have a second one. See, there's one missing. There is a second one that I've been using, okay? But I bought it, I loved it so much, I went back and I bought another one, and they happen to have a little mini set for $12.99. Obviously the $24.99 and those larger ones is a much better value, but this is gonna go directly into my travel bag. I love them. I just find them so relaxing. There's like some for breathe in there, like they literally have all different purposes. And I'm not like an essential oils girly, especially like the MLM ones that claim that they cure cancer. Like that's, I'm not claiming that these will cure cancer or do anything medically for you. Also, do not ingest these. I don't want to go off on a whole tangent here, but a lot of those, like I think the brand's doTERRA, their people are telling people to ingest them and cure cancer. No, absolutely not. If anything, because these are scented, they're probably an endocrine disruptor. However, I'm like going off on a tangent here. I love these. They help me relax. They smell so good. You can even like smell them through the thing even not opened. I'm sure they're leaking a little bit then. Love them. But I did look online. I was like, after I bought the first set, I was like, let me look online and see how much those are online, and maybe I can just like purchase more that way. They were like 130, 160, I don't know, I'll have it on the screen, for this exact set that I paid $24.99 for. Is that how much? Yeah, $24.99. So that's why I immediately went back and bought the other sets I could find. If you can find those at your TJ Maxx, they make great gifts. Like, somebody would love to get this, I'm sure. Like, it's beautiful, presentation is beautiful. Why don't I keep doing this? Yeah, can't say enough good things about it. All right. Then the last thing I want to talk about is my purse, and I'm going to zoom out so you can like see it. Okay. So it's probably been close to a year ago now. I did an unboxing video of, Portland leather. They had like mystery boxes and I wanted to try them, and I loved and kept a lot of what I wanted, and the stuff that I didn't want, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna sell it on my Mercari. And so I sold a few items on my Mercari, but I kept most things for myself. Pretty much anything that was brown and boring, I kept. Anything that was a wild color, I sold. Well, they then reached out to me in May, and they were like, hey, we would like to send you a couple of items. And I don't know if this was one of them because I bought more items, but they're like, we'd like to send you a couple items and for you to do a video. So they sent me the items. I'm talking really weird. They sent me the items, and then like a week after, they sent me an email saying, we're no longer like doing our influencer program, like yada yada. So they sent me the stuff, asked me to do the videos, but then they sent me another email saying, don't worry about it because we're no longer doing the program. Either way, I just switched my purse over to this one because this is their small tote, like crossbody. It comes with a leather strap. I bought this strap on Amazon, but in the winter I carry more stuff. I like to carry like a hat. I like to carry gloves. I like to carry hand cream. There's like more hand sanitizer, like things like that, that like obviously like you need in the winter. And so I always carry a smaller purse. This one is just big enough to carry all those things, but still look cute. It's got a zipper, but I just typically carry it open and then just like tuck those down in, but they do have handles obviously where you can carry it like that. I love it. So I'm weird about purses. I like leather purses. I don't like them to have obvious branding on them. So this has like a little stamp where you can kind of see, but that's all it has on it. That's also why I like the Madewell purses. And I don't like, you know, like the hardware, like the big hardware that shows like what brand it is. That's just not my style. So I really like their bags. They didn't ask me to talk about this, by the way. They did send me some, but I think actually they sent me a backpack and a computer bag. And if you guys want me to do more videos on the other things I've purchased from Portland Leather since the last video, I will do a video and like show you how I style them and what I use them for. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because I've been loving it. And it has everything I need in it. Like it has enough room for everything I need. And it's chic, and you can like swap these out. Some of their bags you can't swap out these, and I always try to find bags now if I'm like purchasing a handbag to where I can swap out these straps to kind of like bring them, I guess, closer into like what I like to wear. So anyway, that is the bag. And those are all my favorites. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I do feel like I was all over the place. I'm still not into like the swing of things yet with like filming and editing and making videos. And I will have everything linked below also. And do know that If I can, I will monetize those links just to help to support the channel. I don't make a ton of money. I'm not affiliated with any of these companies. Nobody is sponsoring me. I just use like a third-party thing that allows me to monetize. So I just wanted to put that out there. No pressure whatsoever, but do know that it does help me to actually make more videos and to keep up with my channel. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys want to see in the next one. I feel like I have quite a few ideas and I just need to like sit down and like start pumping out the videos. And I want to get back into talking about fragrance again too. Yeah. So I don't know. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.
All alone again tonight, but you don't seem to forget about yourself. Wondering how it could go so wrong, but you didn't call for help. Let me tell you about the trees and the seas, how it's